Do we also get an inkling about figuring out what she likes in men?
Hold on for a moment. First off, you noticed you got her interest when you mentioned the Colonel's name.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm not going to give you her taste in men. I'm instead going to give you useful information. Don't you remember the Colonel gave you... Don't you remember the Colonel gave you something?
Oh yes, they did. Let me quickly look at my notes. He gave us... And of course I've only put the... That's... Look, resistance, where are you? He did give us something to prove our...
Yes.
That we are, but I seem...
Start with the simple things. Who did he give it to?
Jacob, of course. I think.
Very well, Nico. What did the Colonel give you?
Oh my god, I have it written down here somewhere. Ah, not bad.
Because
it was only very important to the plot, so...
Yeah, it was.
Mind.
Oh no. Oh no, where is it?
I've actually written down what's the money, the name of the currency and all other things like that. But I completely forgot the plot device.
No, where is it? I have it in here. I know I did. I wrote it down.
If you cannot remember, but you want me to remember it for you, you can always do so by giving me an elder sign.
Or Sam Fisher's elder sign. He's not going to use them.
No.
No, this isn't a combat situation. Alright, here. Have a chip.
Why don't you let the No, take it back. Why don't you let the captain pay it for you? Look, he has 5, you only have 3.
Indeed, I shall do so.
Ah.
Since you...
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're
the
welcome.
letter of introduction.
Letter of introduction, I should have read. Damn it.
He explicitly told you, if you have problems with the resistance, if they do not trust you, show them this letter of introduction.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, we are not trained spies.
But you should have written this down. Now
I
then,
did. I thought I did.
Where is this letter, Dr. Blajek?
He begins to pat his uniform.
You don't have it. Guess where it is?
It's in the backpack.
It's in the backpack.
Very well.
The good doctor frowns and says, I have something from... He speaks in Czech, of course. I have something from the colonel that can prove that we work for him, but I need my equipment. My backpack.
And then she starts like going, oh, a likely story. But then Emil interjects and he says that this is the truth. That his friends took your equipment with them not to arouse any suspicions from the locals, because, well, they know that not all the locals are very loyal to their country. A lot of them, well, basically for their own interest, were working with the Germans, so they have to be extra careful.
Those scoundrels.
Yes, but you don't hear that, Douwe, because you don't speak Czech.
I know. I'm aware of that.
So yes, you learn of collaborators in the town.
Indeed. In that case, the doctor turns to look at Emil and says, do you have any idea how long it would take to get our equipment back?
And he says, no, don't worry, my friend. They will be right here. They just took a different route and will be coming in through the back with your equipment. I just don't know how long it will take them. Hopefully they will not run into any more patrols. We'll have to hope for the best.
Alright, he nods. And then turns to look at the woman again. And says, just trust us long enough until we can get any concrete evidence.
And she then says, give me any reason why I should not have you shot right now. You're a liability to our cause.
we're also very... Wait, did she speak in German or in Czech?
In Czech. If I'm not using any kind of accent, they're speaking in their native tongue.
Very well.
The doctor frowns, speaks in Czech, and your friend here just said, we just saved the lives of your friend. Surely that counts for something.
Perhaps you did it just to win our trust so you can infiltrate our group. Also, your keep would like to point out there's one thing you haven't tried yet.
Seducing her?
Yes, why aren't you seducing her? You have a hindrance.
Indeed.
Would you start seducing her already? Right now? You have to.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out something like...
Yes. You're looking for a right angle to approach her with.
Yes, and I'm looking at Jacob, wondering what they're talking about in their strange gobbledygook, because that's kind of important as well.
Yes.
I can tell that she's... Well,
she does not trust you.
No, she does not. But, you know what, I'll just ask Dr. Blasek. What is the problem? What's the problem, my good sir?
He sighs and speaks in very broken English. They do not trust us. They do not trust us. They think we are spies, that we only save their friends to infiltrate their ranks.
And then the woman also suddenly starts speaking in broken English. These Germans, they are cowardly and they will do anything they cannot be trusted. They will do anything to learn more about our group and to kill us all.
Ah, yes. Well, I wouldn't have expected any less of prudence and countermeasure from a woman of your considerable intelligence.
She raises an eyebrow at that.
Oh, well, though we have not completely met, I feel that I can quite clearly see that you're as smart as you are lovely, and that's saying quite a lot.
Do you try to get on a good... Yes, continue.
Good side, yes. Before you shoot us, would you please honor us with your name? And they give her a dashing, roguish smile.
Why don't you try rolling persuasion? You have not tried that yet.
True. And you know what? As a sign of good faith, I give her my Luger to shoot me with. And I just add, it's borrowed.
Oh, and when you pull out the gun, the rest also pulls out the gun. So yes,
Yes.
There are now a lot of guns pointed at you.
I don't care. I'll just give her my rod, as they say in England.
Just roll the dice. You aced it again, but of course. Usually it's Nico with all the ridiculous rolls, but today it's you.
Only a 7.
7. All right. She then says, "All right, as a token of your goodwill, I will take your gun," and she does so.
Mm-hmm. And she is not... Then,
you can stay here for the moment, but we will be keeping an eye on you.
Okay, it's good, because somebody out here wants something of me. I'll be back as soon as possible.
Right.
I'll just mute myself.
Yes. And then about a half hour later, the people you've met before, the other resistance member, show up. They head in through the back door, and yes, you get your equipment back. Of course, oh yes, I was supposed to tell you the woman's name, but I will do so once Tower returns. She of course wants to know if they ran into any opposition on their way, and they tell her the good news that they remained out of sight.
Ooh, if we're given our equipment back, then
Yes.
the doctor immediately goes to find the letter.
Noticing that, yes, there's a rifle on there, you are being watched at gunpoint, though.
Yeah. He makes no effort to grab the rifle or anything,
Very well.
and
Oh,
only
Tower, you're back?
retrieves the letter.
I have returned, yes.
Yes, her name is Helena... Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can pronounce this right. Svosobodova. I'll post it in the chat. Whoops.
Wow, she gave her real name? I'm impressed.
No, wait. No, wait. Let's just say she calls herself Helena. She's not going to give you her last name just right away.
Yeah.
Helena.
I mean, she has survived the occupation. She is more careful than that.
Yes. And clearly
well.
she has a position of power here in the Resistance because people seem to listen to her.
Considering her intelligence, I would call them fools otherwise.
Yes.
Indeed.
Clearly she does not fit the cliché often associated with blondes.
Indeed. She has piqued my interest.
In any case, does the doctor hand over the letter?
Yes.
Very well. Yes, Helena takes a look at the letter. She opens it, and she immediately reacts with surprise when she sees Moravec's signature. And she starts reading. After she is done reading and rereading, to make certain, she says to her comrades in Czech, "This looks, at least from what I can discern, this looks like the real thing. Looks like it was written by Colonel Moravec, and these men were sent here by him to help us. But they apparently have an information gathering mission." And yes, and she starts discussing what was in the letter and what you men are planning here. And then after a while she turns around again and goes back to her broken English, and then says, "Very well, what do you need?"
I smiled broadly at her and said, for the mission? Well, for the mission we would require to know more of what is going on here exactly, because our intel is rather vague at this point.
Yes, well, what the Germans have occupied this area, and apparently there is some sort of a man, of a doctor man in Castle.
Graf von Karnenstein?
Von Karlstein. Yes, that's his name.
Karlstein. Yes.
No. What am I saying? Karlstein is the local village. Hold on. It's von
Brat-
Kammerstein.
Hammer-
It's von Kammerstein.
Hammerstein.
Yes. Von Kammerstein. She says, yes, that is his name. It is Dr. von Kammerstein. He is in position of leader, and he has soldier take people from here, from local, and take to castle to do terrible things.
Ah, and none of the civilians have ever returned, I presume.
No, the only one who has gone to castle and returned is priest.
Ah, yes.
His father Andre.
Ah, yes. We were looking for him when we ran into your people requiring a bit of a hand.
Yes.
I see. Well, let's see. I presume that this is not the biggest problem that you face here in your lovely little village. What is it that troubles you most?
No, this is big problem. They take a lot of people.
How much is a lot?
She thinks for a while. It is a lot of people, men, women, even children.
I see.
It is. I am not certain, but I think at least 50.
That is a lot.
This might not seem like big number to you Englishman, but here this is small village is a lot for us.
My dear lady, I've commanded a brigade. 50 is a lot.
Yes, it's terrible thing.
Indeed. Is there anything else that what are the Jerrys using in the castle? I mean,
What do you mean?
If they're doing terrible things, they must get their supplies from somewhere.
Yes,
Is there
regularly big car. No, not car. What is word?
Truck?
Yes, big truck drive into village, or they get from train. Is the place like that? Yes.
And you have not found out what kind of supplies they're getting.
Is a lot of things. What is weapons, food, medic things.
Medic things.
Yes,
Anything?
Dr. von Kammerstein. Yeah, she has a little bit of trouble explaining it. She instead just says he doctor a lot on people.
If you're struggling, you could always speak Czech to my friend here.
Oh yes,
I'm sure it can translate.
And she turns to Dr. Blajek, and she then says, the Dr. von Kammerstein, he does horrible things on the local people, on the people here. He does undescribable experiments on them. I have not seen any of them with my own eyes, but the stories I've heard, it's quite gruesome. He just treats them like animals, like they're just things for him to play with. He doesn't treat them like human beings. He is really more of a monster than a man.
The doctor nods. Frowns, of course, at that.
Does the doctor also translate?
Yeah, he goes like, of course there are some words lost in the translation.
Of course.
Yes, actually, his English isn't that much better than hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
When she says medical things, he can probably figure out.
Yes, that's true. He has a better frame of reference. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But can he translate the words from Czech to English? That's the thing.
Yes, but let's just say you give them the most important things that he does, unspeakable experiments, and he treats them like animals, and the man is a monster, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
He should be stopped. He must be stopped.
Yes, he is very bad, she says.
Dr. Blasech, could you, Dr. Blasech, my good doctor.
He's Dr. Blajek.
Blajek. Forgive me. This is not in language that comes natural to me. Could you talk could you figure out what medical supplies Dr. Kannenstein is using on these people?
Kannenstein.
Yes, I'm playing the role. Have fun with it.
Yes, good job.
Yes, perhaps you can find out what he is doing to the poor people. And while you do that, I'd like to know more about the castle where the townsfolk are being held. It would seem we are required to come knocking, to visit it sooner rather than later.
Tower, are you certain you would not rather know more about her?
Actually, yes, but I'm also doing this to get into her good graces.
Yes, that sounds logical. You may continue.
And so, whom amongst your team of valiant people knows most about this castle?
That would be me, says
Oh,
Helena.
how fortuitous.
But in the people that if you want to know more about medic things is and she points to Dr. Blajek. She wants to know the word you used.
Doctor?
Hang on.
What?
She means experiments.
Experiment.
Yes, experiment. If you want to know more about experiment Doctor do, you need to talk to Father Andre. He says he has seen this.
Very well. Well,
I sometimes go to castle to deliver supplies and I hear things, but I have not seen these things.
I do believe that's a blessing. It sounds like the stuff of nightmares. Now, Dr. Blajec, would you be so kind as to look up
And then
Andre.
She looked like she was about to say something.
Well, perhaps we should split up and have some of us talk to the priest.
And then she says, I have to tell you, it is Father Andre. He completely different since he go to castle. He is. You can see in his face he has seen terrible things.
I see.
He is no longer same man as before.
Haunted? I see.
Yes.
And perhaps I should come along. I have some experience in this matter. It's trifling.
And now all of you may roll notice.
Jolly good.
Oh dear God, it's a D4.
Plus with a -2.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
If you don't have the skill, it's a D4 -2, and your wild die -2.
Indeed.
One.
I'm sitting pretty on a 6.
2. Oh, 2.
Yes. S.A. Fisher will not roll. Oh, that's a 2 and a 3. That's a 6 and a 5 and a 1.
Yes.
Luckily, one of you at least has not failed their checks. And you think you heard, let's see, what did you hear? Let me think.
I hold up my hand for silence and I just look around.
Yes. You hear loud noises in the distance. You hear a lot of shouting. And you hear, like, the approaching of a heavy vehicle.
I look at Helena and said, "Are you expecting company?"
And she shakes her head.
Might I request my pistol back then? My borrowed pistol.
And she looks a little bit oddly at you. But then suddenly somebody runs in and he starts like explaining things very frantically in Czech. Even the professor might have problems understanding. Since he seems to be rambling.
What about the doctor?
The doctor vaguely understands that there's some sort of emergency and the Germans are searching the nearby houses.
Oh boy.
I see.
Yeah, he of course translates this to his teammates and like say the Germans are looking for something. They are searching the nearby housings.
I'd wager that would be us.
Helena
maybe
immediately goes, "You must leave this place now. You will draw them to us."
Indeed. Can I inquire the service of Emil once more?
And immediately he goes, "Do not wait. Does Emil speak English? Hold on."
I'll use German if need be.
Yes, he does not speak English. I'm sorry. He does speak German though.
Emil, können Sie uns helfen?
I don't speak German.
It's the same thing.
In any
Can
case,
you help us?
yes, he says, "Do not worry, my friend. I am with you." And a couple of his friends from before immediately goes, "Yes, you protect us. Now it's time for us to do same."
Right.
And they open no, wait, that's not very discreet. Let's just say they borrow some guns from their fellows.
Ah, yes. I'll hold out my hand and give Helena a bright smile. Let's see if she gives me back the Luger.
And the doctor say from before also wants to go with you, but his friends protest, saying that he's still injured, and instead one of the people who were before surrounding the table takes his place. So actually 4 resistance members are going to accompany you, if you have no problems with that.
None at all.
They are armed with pistols.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so are we.
Yes. They seem to be semi-automatic pistols, though.
Neat.
Same as us.
Yes. Oh, yes, and indeed, Helena gives you your gun back.
About our equipment packs, supplies, etc.
Yes, you got them back before, remember? Remember that you got the letter back?
Yeah.
Good.
You got all of your equipment back.
Excellent.
Then we now say.
And Helena then looks at you. She says, "You must be very, very quiet, not be seen, because." And then she points at, for instance, Dr. Bladjuck's arm, which has a rip and still some blood on it from before when he got shot. And yes, especially that, because you attract attention like that. You've clearly been in a firefight.
Especially the agent.
I'll give my coat to somebody who can use it to cover up their wounds.
Yes,
Since I
and then she also adds, "We can give you new clothes, but not now. Come back later. Now you must go."
And then we shall, my good lady. It was a delight meeting you, and I lead the way out.
Yes. Actually, I think Emil is going to lead the way out, because you don't know exactly your way around the village now, do you?
Yeah.
No, but I'll lead the way out of the room before I let Emil take the lead.
Do you take the back door?
It seems wise.
Yes, alright.
Yeah, that would be the smartest thing to do.
You go through the back door, and when you get inside, outside you hear a lot of German shouting. They do not sound very pleased with the current situation.
I am so upset about that.
Yeah, me too. Oh no.
If you want to gather clues, you may roll notice, but it's not required.
I will.
Oh,
I know a bit. I know a smattering of German.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, my German is a D6, so I should roll that. Instead of my, since I have a high notice, but my fluency in German is less.
Yes.
I got a 2.
Seems I aced my language. Yes.
Oh, that's very good of you. It's very good of you.
No, wait, I had a...
That's a 11.
Wait a minute, I had a...
Wait, you rolled an 11? I wasn't paying attention for a moment, and people start rolling 11s?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, he rolled an 11, I rolled a 5.
Yes.